Your spirit is pure energy.
That's right.
You can destroy energy.
That's right. Your spirit is pure energy. So there is a life after. So why would the Native American Indians believe that the spirit was made of fire? Which that coincides with the scriptures. Yeah. Does it not?
That's right.
Is there more to that verse?
That's the point though.
Which Ezra couldn't tell him the weight of a flame. So what that was is more.
Weigh me the weight of the fire, or measure me the blast of the wind.
So he's giving him three similitudes of things that his human mind, so to speak, that a mortal man, I should say, can't comprehend. You know?
Right.
You're going past a bunch of people here, so don't mind them. Go on.
Or call me again the day that is past.
Yeah, call me again the day that is past, meaning go back in time and call me yesterday. You can't do it. So that further coincides with what was written, does it not?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna get page 120. Let's go down this way. This is page 120, right? It says, before I conclude this argument, I must here observe when the Indians meet at night to gladden. I get this. Let's stay on the side, right? You know, you don't want to get them and shit. Before I conclude this argument, I must here observe that when the Indians meet at night to gladden and unite their hearts before your Hewa, right?
Yeah.
Stop right here real quick. Before your Hewa, you got something?
Yeah, this Romans.
Gladden their heart before your Hewa. They sing. I want you to get this as I'm reading it too, right? They sing your Hewa show, your Hewa show, your Hewa she, your Hewa she, and your Hewa shy. So you got that scripture, Matthew the 10th chapter, John the 10th chapter, where it tells you other sheep throughout this fold I gotta go to. And if you can't find it, it's alright, because we'll just put it in post-production. Because the Lord actually did come over here. How else would they have that name? So Yahweh Shah himself had to have come over here to the Americas.
Alright. St. John 10 and 15.
Yep.
As the Father knoweth me, even so I know I the Father. And I laid down my life for the sheep. And other sheep I have which are not of this fold.
Which are not of this fold. Why? Because the 10th of Judah had to be risen first. At that time it was Judah, Benjamin, Levi on the side, on the eastern side of the world. The rest of the tribes already went to the Americas around about 722 to 724 BC. Some of the tribes lingered back, such as a woman in the book of Luke who was from the tribe of Asher.
Right.
So, but the 10th of Judah had to be risen first. So the Lord said, of the sheep that I have, which are not of this fold, you know,
them also I must bring.
Going into the Israelite foreigners too. But that was a part of the 10 tribes that came over here in the Americas. You know.
And they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd.
He's going to hear his voice. So that's how they had to have that name. Even though the name doesn't strictly, it's not written the way that we write it. Yeah. And check this out. Look at it right here. Look what it says. They got even has the Assyrian characters here. Yahweh Shah.
Yep. Because over time, you know, the Native Americans, which is the tribe of Gad, they lost, you know, that the correct pronunciation of the Hebrew.
That's right.
They began to lose it.
That's right. You're right. You got a scripture for what I said earlier?
Yeah, I had Romans 8 and 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit.
That's right.
That we are the children of the Most High.
And the Spirit is this book, what's written in this book, the prophecies. That's why we read in the history and we're coupling it with the scriptures, with the Spirit. But you're going to get Revelation 2 when the time comes. You got something else?
Deuteronomy 33 and 20. And of Gad he said, blessed be he that enlargeth Gad. Right,
because Gad dwelled in the land of North America. Gad also dwelled in Canada. Now in North America you had Issachar here, but they was really on the west coast, and you had Reuben here, but they was really like on the southwest. A lot of them was in the southwest, such as Florida, Seminole Indians of Florida. But Gad dwelled all over North America, and he also dwelled in Canada too. You know?
He dwelleth as a lion, and teareth the arm with the crown of the head.
And teareth the arm. Now when it says teareth the arm, that's going into the blood brother ritual.
Yep.
Which the Native Americans, what they would do was they would cut their arm, or they would both cut their arms, and they would like tie their arms together as a symbol to show my blood now runs through your veins.
Yep.
Like we're brothers for life, so to speak.
Yep.
So that's why I said he teareth the arm. That's the blood brother ritual. That's deep, right? The elders wrote that down. So that's a sign to show that my blood now runs through your veins. What you doing?
That's right. And he provided the first part for himself, because there, in a portion of the lawgiver.
Right, and there was a portion of the lawgiver. Now, in this book, also, we might not hit it today, but in this book, it also tells you that the Native American Indians, they carried the ark of the covenant with them when they went to war. Now, it wasn't the actual Ark of the Covenant. It was one that they built on this side of the world, because you know what? Jeremiah hid that ark.
Yeah.
So, who else was to hold the ark but the priest? Nobody. And also, when you read this book, it tells you that Gad was ministering the laws. You know? It tells you that Gad was ministering the laws. Because when Gad came over here, Gad played the part of the priest. They played the part of the priesthood. Go on.
And he provided the first part for himself.
And it said the crown of the head, that was a different headdresses that the Native American Indians wore. Go on.
Yeah. And he provided the first part for himself, because there, in a portion of the lawgiver, was he seated. And he came with the heads of the people.
He came with the heads of the people. That's talking about the rest of the tribes. Namely Ephraim, because Ephraim was the head of, Joseph, which mainly Ephraim, which was the head of the 10 tribes that came over here to this side of the world. Go on.
He executed the justice of the Lord.
Yep.
And his judgment with Israel.
Laws. Yep. There's more to that? That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Come. Now, I would like the brother to get the book of 1 Samuel 18.
Alright, 1 Samuel 18.
And before he reads that, I'm going to read this real quick.
Alright.
This is on page 172. It says, when they return home victorious over the enemy, they sing the triumphal song to Yehovah, ascribing the victory to him. So what that shows you, when they was to go to war, what did they do? They praised the Most High for their victories. When they return home victorious over the enemy, they sing the triumphal song to Yehovah, ascribing the victory to him, because it's the Most High that fights your battles. That's why David said in Psalms 18 that the Lord maketh his hands to war. And then you have the scriptures that we might not bring out, Lord willing, we're going to put up in post-production. So it says, ascribing the victory to him, according to the religious custom of the Israelites, who were commanded always to attribute their success in war to Jehovah, which we know as Yahweh, and not to their swords and arrows. Now, can you read that? 18th chapter?
Alright, at the top.
Yeah, you can start. You can 18 to 7. Try to read it kind of quick. Now, let me see. You know what? Just give verse 6 and 7. Verse 6.
1 Samuel 18 and 6. And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the woman came out of all
when
cities.
they returned from the slaughter, so that means the Philistines, meaning what? After the destruction of the Philistines, after they went to battle and conquered the Philistines. Go on.
Right. That the woman came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul, with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music.
So what happened? The Israelites, they praised the Most High for the destruction of their enemies, which is the same thing the Native American Indians was doing, because they're Israelites. And not only that, they was one of the warrior tribes. Go on.
That's right. And the woman answered,
along with Manasseh and Reuben. Go on.
And the woman answered one another as they played, and said, Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000.
Right. So they said Saul slain his thousands, but David has slew his 10,000. So when Israel defeated their enemies, they praised the Most High, which is the same thing that the Native American Indians was doing, which has to prove that they're Israelites, for the fact that everything we done read so far coincides with the children of Israel, but yet instead they're keeping that custom too. And James there goes into that too. Now, I'm gonna read this too, and I want the brother to get Exodus 15 verse 20 and 21. Let me read this. It says, let me jump right to the point. They joined soon after, this is page 175. They joined soon after in a solemn procession to fix the scalps on the tops of the houses of their relations who had been killed without revenge of blood. The war chieftain went first. His religious attendant followed him. Which this is not a religion. This is what James did is writing. It's our worship. Yeah. The warriors next, according to their rising merit, and the songstresses, meaning according to rank, and the songstresses, what's a songstress? A woman that sings. And the songstresses brought up to the rear. In this order they went round the leader's winter house from the east to the north, the men striking up the death whoop and singing the death song, and then yo, hey, hey, wah, wah, as described. The woman also warbling ha, 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 hey, so that the one might have said according to the